So I've got a large quantity of torn up paper and some tags and bits and bobs, and I'm going to stick it all down on here. That's what I've decided, so I jolly well will. So I shall come back and show you what it looks like. Mixed up some PVA with a bit of water. Now I know I'm going to get sticky, so let's just go for it. So what we're going to do, probably haven't even got enough PVA here, so we're going to dip our papers into the PVA and just start sticking. Yeah, just loads of different pieces of paper, and I'm kind of pretty much randomly sticking them down. Obviously it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, finding, you know, things for the corners, and just playing really, and getting incredibly sticky in the process. As you can see, that's why I mixed it with my fingers, in case you looked on in horror, because I knew I was going to get covered in glue anyway. So I put a couple of tags in. You can see I've got some of the more birds in there, and just gradually building it up layer by layer, moving things around very quickly there before it's stuck and having fun in the process. I also promise that next time I make a video, I will check that the book that you're supposed to be looking at is in frame. I'm blending this all in with some paints. I've put some white gouache down, just adding some brown ink tints. What I'm doing here is just trying to make the whole piece feel like one. It's as if it's been there a very long time. But it's that fine balance between getting it wet and getting the blend that you want. Okay, I'm sticking to a fairly similar colour palette, so I'm going for lots of shades of brown, gradually building up some layers. So here, for example, you've got some nice contrast between the light and the dark. I've got the lighter brown, and then I've got the more like the umber here. And now what I want to do is try and pick out some of this orangey colour from here. Try and get it to bleed into the line there. And then a bit of purple to pick out that violet. That whole piece now ready. Because it's had the PVA on, it's got that slightly slippery, plasticky edge to it, so the ink is flowing over a lot of it very easily. And I am very, very happy with that. Feels really damp and soggy. I thought it was dry, but clearly it's not quite. I'm very happy with that. So it's going to ink away. I ordered some more ink today, isn't that naughty? I ordered some of that mahogany. I've got a spray. Should be here in a day or two. And some Tim Holtz papers that I've been after for a while. Okay, look at that. I am loving this so much. So that obviously needs to have something grunged up. And then this will be another signature in here. Oh God, it makes me so happy creating. It's seriously, no idea. You have no idea. Look at these birds. These ones here. Chaffinches. Got this from a second-hand book. I wonder what this means. CR and WV. WV. Some secret code from an ornithologist. It's a pretty old book. I hate kind of books, but at the same time, sometimes you just have to. I love jays. I saw a whole flock of them once. I found a beautiful jay feather once, and I can still remember I was a teenager and I drew it in coloured pencil. It's part of my holiday diary. My art teacher loved it. Miss Ormerod, her name was. And then I had collaged the inside, and I'm keeping to the theme of the birds for this book, and I've kept the colour palette so that it all matches nicely. And what I'm doing now is I am painstakingly cutting out more of these birds, which I shall be using for collage. So just making the cover of this little booklet. I'm going to keep the majority of the papers inside for writing, but I don't want to just plonk it on here. I feel like it needs to tie in so that the cover at least is blending in. So I'll probably come in from the sides, from the spine, and bring the texture in, the collage elements in. And I'm going to grunge these up, do a bit of stamping. So I'm going to just let this record now, and I'll fast forward it so you don't have to watch me sticking and okay. So now that feels like it is a part of this, and I will do something similar on the back. My process is very much about constantly going back over areas and thinking, is it finished? Is it finished? Can I do anything else? What else can I add? So I've added these little paper reinforcements, and made sure I grunged them up so that they didn't stand out quite so starkly as they would have done. And I'm now thinking this doesn't feel quite finished here. I don't like this edge. I'm not sure about this hard edge here, so I'm going to look at something that can come in over this part here. Do we need a bird? Yes, we will have a bird. So that piece is now ready to be bound. I'm not going to bind it yet. I'll do all my binding in one go, because you never know. A, it's easy to do in one go because you get all the kit out, but also you never quite know if there's something else you're going to want to add. So that's that one, and I can do the other two in a similar way. I've got a nice selection of different papers here to finish off these two booklets. I've got these little cutout birdies which I shall use. So let's make a bit of space. Now I'm going to use my Inktense blocks to do a bit of paint splatters. So the whole thing has some commonality. Got a bit of gouache here. Coming in now with more of an olivey green. So each page has a sense that it's part of the same set. Now it's time to bind these little booklets. The size of the pages doesn't quite match, but that is intentional. I want them to really look rustic and handmade. First things first, we need to hold everything in place exactly where we want it to be. Oh, I forgot to press record. Oh. Now we're binding this booklet. I've got a template here which I use. I can just create the 3 holes for the pamphlet stitch. I've got to put these on. Although it's only a small booklet, so you don't really need them. It's good to hold everything in place. I mustn't lose that. Now get our thread. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress this before we even start. The best way to do it, actually. Dab it in there like that, just so that it doesn't look so starkly white. So we keep her tail. We go in at the middle. There's that tail. And there, keep the tail to one side, and then back through our original hole, making sure you come the other side. Now you can tie a double knot. Time I will check that I have hit record So you can watch how I make these little, I don't know what you call them, little dangles. So we're going to place the cord on there. This is very sticky, and sandwich that cord in between. Okay, let's try again. Okay, there. Sandwiched in between. And then we can let that dry. And here's one I prepared earlier, the one I forgot to video. So they're quite cute, aren't they? So just one more to do now.